In this video, I am so excited to let you guys know that I am going to be riding the brand new Honda Navi. It's the new mini moto that is basically a cross between a ruckus and a grom. And in this video, I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts on whether or not I think this is a good beginner's motorcycle. Now, the first thing I should go ahead and mention about this motorcycle, it's an automatic. There is no clutch, no shifting, and it's 110 cc's. This is officially the smallest motorcycle I have ever ridden in my life, and I'm here to let you guys know that it is still a ton of fun. So some of my immediate favorite things about this motorcycle, as I mentioned, it is a completely automatic motorcycle, so you do not have a clutch, and you do not have a shifter peg. These are nice and big foot pegs, so I was very comfortable riding all day. You also have passenger foot pegs, as well as a center stand and a kickstand. Loads of options for this little motorcycle. You have a grab rail back here, you can have a passenger. You have your high beams, low beams, turn signal. This is an emergency brake. So if you're parked in an uneven surface, you can pull this emergency brake instead of having to shift it into first gear like a normal motorcyclist. And then of course you got your on-off switch and your very lovely analog screen. So I have a key down here which turns the motorcycle on. Then of course you have your speedometer and your fuel gauge with your odometer as well. But I'm gonna talk about my favorite thing on this motorcycle. So I take the key out and then I come down here. So this looks like this should be the engine, right? Wrong. The engine is actually back here. This, my friends, is a glove box. Key in and open it up. Look at how much space is in there. Okay, here, I'll put you in. I'm sorry. This thing is amazing. Okay, get out of there. We got work to do. But yeah, it comes with its own glove box. I was obsessed with that. And of course you have your little tiny tires. I believe this is a 12-inch diameter front wheel and a 10-inch diameter rear wheel. Also, if you guys are interested, I'm gonna have linked to the specifications listed down in the description below. But like I said, this is the 2022 Honda motorcycle Navi. I think it's just slightly lower or higher than a Honda Grom, but it is incredibly fun. So let's hop on the bike and go ride. In all her little mini moto glory. And if I failed to mention, we are actually in Costa Mesa, California. Back down here in California, riding amazing motorcycles and just literally having the time of my life. So I think we actually have a friend here with us that we need to go say hi to. And it's on. All right, no clutch. Let's go. So first things first, this is not a speed demon. I'm definitely excited to see that because as most of you, if you are new riders probably watching, you probably learned how to ride a motorcycle on either a Rebel 250 or a Honda Grom. So Honda is absolutely dominating the marketplace on just getting people into riding, which I think that is so wonderful because like even if it's a small motorcycle, even if there's no clutch, no shifting, nothing, they're gonna get people out here riding. Riding over to the other side of the parking lot here, and I think we see our friend. Well, look what the Navi dragged in. That's a beautiful backdrop with it. I love it.
I haven't even done my talking head stuff yet.
That's totally fine. Oh, sorry guys, for you watching. I know I've mentioned it a couple times in this video, but this is Amanda, as the Magpie Flies. Definitely go check out her channel. She's out here with me riding this beautiful little brown Navi. I can't get over how cute you guys look together. Yeah, so let's go ride. I'm waiting for Amanda to finish shooting her stuff. You know, we all have to make our own separate videos. And so of course I'm gonna go find a coffee spot.
Turn left.
And you are going to listen to the directions of how to get there. Can't turn left. Okay.
I can tell you guys right now is this bike is not a speed demon by any means. 110 cc's is not that much power, first of all, but it'll get you where you need to go, and it just takes a little bit to get up to speed. So that's a good feature if you are a new rider interested in this motorcycle. You're not going to accidentally whiskey throttle and kill yourself, basically. But you will still whiskey throttle sometimes, and the bike will want to get away from you. So understanding that throttle response is just common sense for anyone. So I do want to discuss the positives and the negatives of this motorcycle that I personally find. Now, this is all my personal opinion. I have not been told to say anything specific from Honda. It's just what I've learned during this day of riding. So as I mentioned, it's a small displacement motor, 110 cc's. That you can still get up to speed. You can still do 50, 60 miles an hour on this thing if you push it. So the braking is a bit sketchy because you're on these tiny tires. So I do have a hard time finding a good braking speed. And another negative right now, I just want to get this out of the way. I can't see anything in these mirrors. I am so up high on this motorcycle and my shoulders are too broad. So if I want to see anything behind me, I have to like physically turn and look. So the mirrors are almost pretty much useless. I mean, you can still see out of them. They're not bouncing around all crazy, but I'm having a hard time. Now let's talk seat height. I told you guys I'm 5'7". I have an inseam of about 30 inches. I can very comfortably flat foot this motorcycle, but there's also some other gentlemen that were in the group with me today who are pretty tall, and they did not look like giants on the bike. Now the bike does make you feel like a giant, but if you got longer legs, it's not that bad. All right, acceleration. I am fully pegged. Every single time I accelerate on this bike, I am basically open throttle, and I'm a big girl, so it does take a little get up and go for us to get up to speed. But it'll go, it'll move, it'll get you where you need to go. Now the downside is that it does not have the horsepower to get you there. So if you are in an unfortunate situation or a sketchy situation where you need to get out of the way quickly, you might need to plan your route just a wee bit better. Don't rely on speed and agility. Now, we did go out for a group ride today. I'm actually going to insert some of those clips right here so you can see what I'm talking about. My footing position, my rider's triangle, everything about this bike is very comfortable. And for roads like this, 50 miles an hour around the city roads, this bike is amazing. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced, and I'm 99.9% sure this is officially the smallest displacement motorcycle I have ever ridden. We got Moto Jitsu over here having fun doing his little practices and stoppies and burnouts and stuff, and quite a few other YouTubers. We got As the Magpie Flies looking all matchy-matchy. I love it. So we're having a great time, man. Out here just getting to ride motorcycles for a living. Fun little pit bikes. So what I'm doing in this video right now is I'm gonna kind of try to give you guys my best opinion on whether or not I think this is a beginner quote-unquote motorcycle, a beginner bike, or if this is just for fun and people who are really trying to learn how to ride should kind of stay away from this. These are going to be my thoughts and opinions. Honda has not asked me to say anything specifically. They've just invited me out here to experience their new machine and see what I think. So what I'm really going to do is we're doing this group ride right now, and it's allowing me the time alone with this motorcycle to kind of get a gauge for how it rides, the things I like, the things I dislike. And I will say, usually when I do stuff like this, it takes me a long time to form an actual opinion, and most of the time the opinions I form are very much after the fact that I'm done riding. I am developing some very strong opinions on this motorcycle right now in the moment, which usually doesn't happen for me, so I'm excited to share those with you guys later in the video, so definitely stay tuned. But for the most part, we're having fun. I want this video to be fun. I want you to see the types of things that we as YouTubers get to do and experience, and the exciting new things that are in store for us in the future as motorcyclists. They're about to race from white line to white line. And by race, I mean whoever weighs less than can twist the throttle faster, because this bike does not race. That was a pretty good tie. I am full throttle every single time I take off on this machine, and there's just, it's safe. I don't know how else to explain it. It's 110 cc's. This thing, I don't even know the horsepower. I mean, my gosh, probably what, like 12? But it's so fun. It is so confidence inducing. I'm already at half a tank of gas. They said that this bike can get 110 miles to the tank, which I totally believe, because you're just not going very fast. Can't really take highways. All right, just got back. I think it's time for lunch, and then we get to take the bikes out on our own.
12 seconds later.
Amanda, you look so perfect. I can't get over that beautiful color, your brown boots, your brown jacket, your brown helmet. It's lovely. Obviously, guys, Amanda Zitto as the Magpie Flies. Go subscribe to her channel. She's here with me, and we're about to head out on our little Navis and go ride. Oh, I need these. So let's go. Well, I can already 100% tell you now that it's just Amanda and I out here cruising and having so much fun. This little machine is absolutely amazing. I am full throttle pegging it right now. 100% open throttle. So I feel like I can safely say that after having spent most of the day on this bike, I think it would be an absolutely amazing beginner motorcycle, simply for the fact that you get the total thrill and the endorphins of actually riding a motorcycle without being intimidated with what gear you're in, how to shift, stuff like that. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna say it's not real motorcycling unless you're shifting, you can't control the friction zone. This motorcycle does an amazing job at allowing you to control the friction zone. I mean, the transmission is absolutely flawless at slow speed maneuverability. The bike is so lightweight, you don't really need the friction zone. So I think the motorcycle is absolutely wonderful for beginner riders. Like I just said, it just allows you to focus on riding and enjoying and balancing and stuff like that. There are a few hang-ups with this bike for me specifically, and one of them being is you better really know where you're going, because you do not have the control in the cc's to just get away. So this bike is, I don't want to say underpowered, but underpowered when you need to get away in a hurry. So, you know, 110 cc's, that is just not that much. So on that group ride, I really didn't do too much vlogging. I was trying to get to know the motorcycle and really get a feel for how it rides around the city. And I would highly recommend that this motorcycle is only meant for slow speed or urban riding areas. All right, full open throttle right now. 100% open throttle. 100% open throttle. And we're just now doing 35 miles an hour. So if you guys are scared of the throttle, scared of whiskey throttle, scared of the speed or the cc's of a motorcycle, this is going to be amazing. This is going to give you so much confidence when you are learning how to ride. But it's just so fun. As soon as you get over the hurdle of being scared to ride, then you're ripping around on this thing, and it is so fun. And that right there, that is something else, especially in a group ride. And you know, when you're in a group of people and you got one person not paying attention or fidgeting with something, and they have to, you know, put it in first gear, holding the clutch, shift, and then accelerate. This isn't like that. You literally just twist the throttle and go. It's wonderful. But then on the same breath of usability, Oh man, I would kill for self-canceling turn signals on this thing. I am so glad that my friends and I riding today didn't have to take a shot every time someone forgot to turn off their turn signal. If I had this motorcycle, I'm doing exactly what I would do on it at home. I'm on my way to go get some coffee. Just gonna chill, take a little bit, take the fun twisty road to get there, you know? But here in California, the fun thing about riding a small bike like this is you can lane split here. Oh, no wonder people only buy small motorcycles in California. That's not true. People buy big motorcycles too. I've seen it. I would personally want a smaller bike. No, we got a police officer motorcyclist. Huh, nice. And brake. So here we are getting on the highway, fully open throttle, doing 45 miles an hour, 48 miles an hour, almost 50 miles an hour, and that's about it. That's about as fast as we can go. Alright, there's a coffee shop around here somewhere. There it is, Newport Coffee Co. Let's see if we can park. 30-minute parking only. Sounds good to me. Hell yeah, 96 cents. I can do that, right? We got our little Navi parked here for 30 whole minutes. Let's go grab some coffee and talk about this motorcycle.
Well, I hope you guys can hear me over the wind noise. We are at Newport Beach right now here in Costa Mesa, California, and do I think this is a good beginner bike? 115% absolutely yes. This is an amazing beginner motorcycle for anyone who wants to get into motorcycling. An added bonus, if you are intimidated by shifting gears on a motorcycle, there's none of that on this bike, so it does nothing but instill confidence in you. Do I think this is a fun bike for anyone who's looking into getting a second bike or a pit bike? Yes, absolutely. This bike is nothing but fun. You cannot not smile on this machine when you're riding it. If you're a die-hard person that has to shift gears to enjoy riding a motorcycle, this might not be the bike for you, but I bet you $1 million you can't hop on that thing and not have a good time. Some of my favorite things about this bike is how incredibly lightweight and nimble it is. It's coming in at just around 250 pounds, and the tiny tires on this thing makes it so easy to do slow speed maneuverability. I also love the fact that it has basically a glove box in here, so you can put storage, luggage, anything, snacks that you want to bring with you, and it stays all right here, safe and sound. Some of my issues I have with this motorcycle, like I mentioned, are the mirrors are very hard to see what's behind you, so visibility is slightly limited, as well as it is just 110 cc's, so this bike is not really going to get away quick, which for a lot of you might be a wonderful thing. All in all, I think Honda has made an amazing product. They are dominating the mini moto market right now, and they are doing so much for the community of motorcyclists out there than some of the other manufacturers existing. It's not about what you ride, it's not about how you ride, it's getting people on bikes that is important to us. So I'm incredibly grateful for Honda to inviting me to this Navi Mini Moto event, and I have had so much fun riding around on this motorcycle. Obviously, if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them from my personal perspective as a female rider. And if you have the opportunity to get out and test ride one, as always, I highly encourage it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and until my next one, you be good, and I'll see you later.